Two new episodes, 6 Rangers, 2 different teams, 3 on each, and 1 review. Hi, I'm ep1. Welcome to my episode reviews of LupinRanger VS PatoRanger. Now, there will be spoilers in this review. You have been warned. Also, I am going to talk about it in chronological order. So, episode 1 first, then episode 2. So, if you already seen episode 1 but you didn't see episode 2, then go away for a little bit, watch episode 2, then come back for that part of the video. So the first thing I want to address are the villains, the Ganga. Now I find it pretty interesting that they disguise as humans. It kind of reminds me of Kamen Rider. I think since I had never done that before, unless they're a main villain and they just disguise themselves as human while just wandering around the city, pretending to be human when they're actually a monster. Now the butler, Mr. Kogura, I think his name is, keeps tabs on them because he gives the LupinRangers their assignment and it has a picture of them in their human form. Now let's go back to the beginning of the show. How LupinRangers are making a heist on one of the Ganga of this episode. So they fight or shoot for a bit, and then they take the MacGuffin of the episode, the Lupin collection. I like how there's a lock on the villain during the season when the LupinRangers can just take their transformation device parts or miniaturize Zords and just unlock the code. And they can also do that with other things. That's pretty cool as well. Not just the bad guy's safe on their part of their stomach. So the Ganga blast them, and then the LupinRangers morph, and then LupinRangers blast them back. And this is where we see the PatoRangers, or they're cops at this time. If you didn't notice that they have regular guns, but they do get their weapons at the end of the episode. I'll talk about a little bit more when I get to that part. But I do find it interesting that they're having regular guns and they have their, Pato uniforms. We do see them normal police wear clothes. But I just find it a little bit strange that they're already in their Pato uniforms. I like that the LupinRangers are getting more praise than the cops are about how stopping the Ganga. And then you see how Pato Ichigo is very upset at the situation of how the LupinRangers are just getting praised by the public, and they're the ones that are stopping the Ganga a lot. Another thing is that how Kaira, the Lupin Red Ranger, he recognizes Pato Red Asara Casey. I think I pronounced the last name right. Asada, so I'm gonna call him Asada, teasing him how he's not to make the basket, which he doesn't. He recognizes him, but Pato Ichigo doesn't recognize him because he's always wearing a mask. So the other two LupinRangers are at the restaurant that they work at, their day job, not their real job, of course. They also get to see the daily life of the PatoRangers. Well, obviously they're cops, and it kind of seems that Pato Nigo kind of likes the idea of the LupinRangers defeating the Ganga. He thinks it's a good idea. And that's when you see Casey being mad at him, yelling at him. So in my prediction video that I did a while ago, that I said that I think Pato, Ichigo, and Nigo are going to butt heads. Now this is what they could butt heads about how the LupinRanger can help us fight the Ganga a little bit. Which is almost foreshadowing that they will team up at one point later on during the series. I kind of wonder how many episodes it will take for them to team up. Their alpha of the series, Jim Carter, it's kind of a weird name if you think about it, explains that the Lupins are stealing from the Ganga the Lupin collection, the Lupin skull. I also like how their chief of the series is not Japanese, he's a black person. I don't know if you could say African American, but he's not from America, he's from Japan. I guess you, in this case, can say black or African Japanese, I don't know. He's a calm and cool character, not how in the Drive, the chief character was a goofball kind of guy. So now let's go back to the thief side of things. So Mr. Kogura gives them the assignment. Time for the real job now. Also, Mr. Kogura seems like a mysterious character about the Lupin collection. We know that he told us the Ganga stole the Lupin collection, but he still doesn't tell the Rangers what the goal at the end of when they collect all of them. That's why Kaira says, "You still don't trust us." We use a question of who is this old man? How I said in my prediction video, there could be some kind of weird link to the Pato and Lupin, possibly the villains as well somehow. So the Rangers suit up in their thief costumes, do some sneaking around, some unlocking of codes. They do a great job of sneaking around, but then they get spotted by the villain. So the monster does overpower them with its fire powers of that. The power of the Lupin collection. It captures the other two Rangers, and we get a speech from Kaira that without the rest of the team, we can't fulfill our wishes that we need to do because we need to do this together. And you kind of don't get that from other Sentais. You have their motivation, but it's power of friendship overpowers everything. But they have a goal for their wish, how they all want one thing, and they promise to fulfill that goal. but helping one another. Kind of begs the question of how like the relationship is between them all, about how well they know each other from this point. Come back later for part 2 of the episode, or episode 2. It does explain a little bit more in episode 2. So the monster blasts Kara, or Lupin Red, dodges, blasts him back, blasts the ceiling. Everything falls on them. The monster goes like, "Oh, your friends are dead," but no, they really out of the head and blast the floor, and then pop up, and then everyone's okay, and then Rangers morph. Now it's Lupin time. Now I also really like how like during this fight scene, like a lot of camera work. It makes me wonder if like they're using a drone for some of this camera work, because it looks like it's all one take. Now one take camera work is pretty hard. It looks like it's one take camera work. It could be not. I could be wrong, but like who knows? Unless there's some article about like how the camera work for this Lupin versus Pat is all one take. It would be pretty interesting if it is that way. So let's come back to Pat, how the monster attacks is happening, and their boss got some new toys for them. That's when they roll out to the monster attack. So when the Patos show up, and they have the morphers, and then that's when like the Lupin Rangers are like, what? How do they have the VS changer? And then they morph, and we see the Patrangers for the first time on screen. Now for some reason during this episode, I thought they were going to show them like in the next episode, but, well, because sometimes they introduce other Rangers like later on in the second episode, like Go-Onger. Now, it was really surprising. It was also kind of like that oh shit moment of like, they also have that too. And then we get off to a cliffhanger. Like, seriously? How do these guys have it for the next episode? And also, did it kind of remind you of like how in the ABC or the Disney era of Power Rangers, I guess like the last 3 years, like how for some reason, like during the moment when he would morph, it'll be like the last 5 minutes of it, not like the last 10 or 15 minutes of it. It was so ridiculous about how Disney did it. It just kind of reminded me of that a little bit. I guess it could be a kind of reference, but I don't really know. It's just my thoughts on it. So, if you haven't seen episode 2 at this point, pause the video and then come back the rest of the video. So now, good, you're back. Or if you just didn't leave, hi again, I guess. So now we got the LupinRangers versus PatoRangers in Ranger form for the first time. Now, I like how in this beginning of the battle, it's not like color versus color, or in our case, gender versus gender. Pink and yellow are not fighting each other. And also the Patos, when they're morphed, they discover new powers. And while it's all happening, the monster gets away while the scuffle's happening. They also do try to stop the monster, and on both sides. Well, the reason why the Lupins want to stop the monster because they have the Lupin collection in his safe, but the Patos want to stop the monster because it's a monster. Pato Ichigo tries to destroy the monster, but then Lupin Red stops him because he still has the collection in his chest. We can't beat him just yet, because that's when the monster gets away. So then also the Lupin try to escape by summoning Zords, and then the Patos follow them. I like it how like the Lupins already know the gimmicks of the Zords and how to operate them, but the Pato understanding what's going on. Like in almost every series, like you have with the Rangers, like discovering their new powers or something like that. Like what's this? What's that? And like sometimes series they already have the powers, and they already know what to do. So we have two different teams of Rangers knowing what to do and like discovering their powers. It's pretty fun to think about it. So now let's talk about the pretty awesome Zord fight they all have. The chase scene. I just really like the Zord scenery in this episode. Like the Lupin planes going through the buildings, like flying through, and then the Patos are chasing them behind. I really like the Lupin Zord actually. I like that they're playing. The robbers can just fly away. It's just a really cool scene to just, like, I guess glance at. You can just watch it over and over again if you want to. It's really fun. I like the little team effort that the Patos do, like how the Lupins are trying to get away from them, bend that bridge, and then Pato Ichigo like tries just crazily jumps out of his Zord. And then you see like Lupin Red like, are you serious? And he falls down. Now it also makes me a bit curious about how like the Patos were like actually treated. I think about before this, about like for this new season, how the writers are thinking like. I think they wanted to go with the Thieves first because we got a lot of focus on the Lupins and not the Patos, like even though we got some focus on them, but even a little bit more in this episode. But it makes me think like, did they just choose cops for Rangers just to have them as Rangers instead of like having like a Jim Gordon type character or something like that, or like not like we shouldn't trust these vigilantes kind of guy or whatever. That's what I mean. A lot of the times Pato Ichigo is also played off for laughs or gets like curse you guys or whatever. I'm just a little curious about this. So now I go to Lupin Rangers of how they're mad, and also curious of how they have the VS changer. Now Yellow thinks it's weird that the Patos turn to cops and they turn to thieves with the same gadget. So it kind of begs the question of like, what's going on? I possibly think that there's some evil force that's trying to help like the Pato side of things, or something like that. I also expanded on this idea in my prediction video for the series. Now, what if something could be like an evil force, like, or the villains somehow are working with the police station? The Patos are the really ones that are being evil somehow, like behind like closed doors without the Pato people even knowing. And then somehow later down the road, this is when the Patos team up with the Lupins to stop this evil greater force possibly down the road. Like, who knows what could happen? This also could be foreshadowing that event that might happen in the future. Or it could just be annoying speculation. Yellow also has the idea if all of us just grab the collection together, and Red and Blue disagree with this idea. It has to be us. It's their mission. So Lupin Red goes back to the warehouse to see if like the monster would turn up, but no, it's just the crowd of people are just like wondering like, can we get our stuff back now, or the monster still has it? Are saying that to the police, and that policeman is Pato Ichigo. And then Lupin Red kind of sees his motivations of like he just wants to protect the city and like make everyone safe. You have my word. So after that, all three Lupins go to the, I guess where this ice monster attacked their family members or friends or relatives, fiancés even. And then that's when Mr. Kogota gives them the Lupin Morpher. Now, I would like to expand on this because I don't know how long they were like the Rangers before they were Rangers was like there. Somehow I think the ice monster could be like Mr. Kogota somehow. Or I might expand on this in another video or more prediction. This part of the episode, the most interesting for me. They all meet each other, and then this is where we get their one for all for one moment. And they've also been doing this for an entire year. Get to know somebody for an entire year, but I don't know if they fully know about their like why they're doing this yet. Or I know we know what they're doing it for, but do they know? Do the other Rangers are aware of like what their motivations are? Do you know that they have some kind of wish they all have? I think they probably do, but it wasn't fully addressed. It just says that they have a, or whatever. They probably do know, but I'm just like overthinking it at this point. Probably am. Also, this ice monster situation kind of reminds me of Kamen Rider XL, you know, from Kamen Rider W. How his family members were killed by an ice monster as well. Just a little, I guess, rehash from like Kamen Rider or Sentai. They always doing this a little bit of rehash like every season. Like I guess for new audience, but if you're older audience, you're probably gonna pick up that similarly from a past season or other series. It just happens. It's just a recurring thing that happens throughout other media as well. Like with other TV shows, you can probably see like other things that are similar to another program to this later program or a program that's in the now. There's nothing bad about it, but it's just like it just happens. Same mantra from earlier attacks. The Lupin Rangers show up. Let's defeat this guy before the cops show up. A second episode with another great scenery. Again, I do think that somehow they're using a drone for some of these fight scenes. Now again, I could be wrong, but I said it before, but who really knows? But this time, during this fight, they actually get their Lupin collection. Let's crack open that safe. Then the cops show up, and they morph, and we've seen both sides of the morphing sequence. It's pretty cool. I like how like the Lupins have like a little bow tie on them, and then like the Patos have like a little tie on them as well. Pretty fun. Now like Pato Ichigo tries to take down the monster again, but then the Blue tries to stop him, and then Lupin Red stops Blue, and Blue's like, what's going on? Now, if you remember from earlier about him making a promise to protect the city and like no matter what, we'll stop the monsters. And then this is where like Lupin Red grabs Blue, then they bail. Don't forget Yellow. And like Blue's like curious, like, why did you do this? We were supposed to stop the monster. We're supposed to do this. You also said it yourself as well. We're supposed to stop the monster. And he's like, since we gotta try to just let the cops deal with this. And they do handle it. And they're supposed to protect the city. That's their goal. That's their mission. And also when they're like using their, I guess, megaphone baton. I wonder if a weird comedy thing that the monster just lining up, like, because they're listening to the orders, or is it the megaphone is like forcing them to like stand in a line, and then the Patos are just bopping them in the head. It's a fun scene, but it's like, is it what's really happening? Like, are they controlling them or just doing it by themselves? So then we got Green also goes like, hey, we have something as well. New weapon was the good striker. Then Ichigo puts it on the VS Stranger and they fuse. Pato Fusion. It's a pretty cool design. I actually like this Pato Fusion more than the regular design of the Patos. I think it's somehow more colorful or more vibrant. Also, it's not a lot of white. There's also like shiny silver, where on the normal costumes, it's white. It's pretty cool. So they blast the monster, they defeat him. All three of them, like, I guess, start talking and like, wait, who's talking? Like, wait, we're fused. And they realize that they're like, where's the other one? Like, why can't I see them? Like, I guess like Red touches his own chest. I guess Red was in control of the body, touches his chest, and like Pink is like, wait, don't touch that. It's another play for comedy about how these guys are. Like, Green says like, someone smells like Ichigo like, hey, don't say anything rude about me. And he's just walking forward to nothing. It's just a weird comedy with these guys. You see the Lupins just like, ha 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 ha, laughing at them because they're acting foolish. So the guy gonna see this and like send one of the monsters, like the one that makes the monster grow. So it's almost time for Zord time. And then the Lupin Rangers see the minion that makes the monster grow. Like, no one has appeared. And then she makes the monster grow. And then it's Zord time. And they're looking like, how do we do this? And then, like, the Lupin Rangers like just go after with their Zord. And then like the good striker like just pops off the gun. Like, yeah, this good striker character is like can be on the side of Patos or the side of Lupin. He doesn't really care. It depends on his mood of the day. It depends on how he feels. Also, I wonder if there's going to be like an evil striker somehow. I don't know. It just depends on what happens down the road. Good Striker's talking to the Lupin Red. Like Lupin Red goes like, "Hey, you're on the cop side. Yeah, but I'm free to do whatever I want." So then they form Lupin Kaiser, which I found interesting that like the Megazords are always calling them O like that. Now they're calling it Kaiser, which means Emperor, and O means King. So in the past, they always called the Megazord King instead of O. It's pretty interesting and pretty cool. So another like great scenery with CGI in the Megazord. It's just really cool. It's like I wonder like if it's like was kind of like practical, like they're trying something new with the suit, with the I guess that the ball suit, whatever you want to call it. You know, you've seen in movies and stuff like that. I wonder if like they're trying that and also like practical suit as well. But overall, it's still pretty cool to see like this like I guess new style for scenery for Zords. Like usually it's just a guy in a suit. I wonder what they're trying to do for new things. We did see some like awesome Zord fight like in the Gokaiger movie, but not like I guess in the show. Like this is pretty cool. This is pretty awesome. So yeah, they defeat a monster, save the day, and like all that good stuff. So like while they're at their like, shop, you see the Patos like walking up to the shop and like they walk into the restaurant and like the Lupins are curious like do they know? But I also think no they don't know. They're probably say hey we're here to eat. We had a long day. I like how the cliffhangers like are just like very dramatic, but like I think we kind of know what's gonna happen. Like it's like I think it's a little too soon for them to like actually know. I don't think it's that strong unless I'm wrong, but like I haven't seen the episode 3 yet, so who knows? So what do you think of my episode review or what? Please leave a comment telling me what you think of the episode. I've been Matt1, and we'll see you later. #Lupins or #Patos.